Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the first GoVolHerts Volunteering Spotlight series. My name's Deborah, and I'm really happy to be kicking this series off. What we're going to be doing is highlighting the fantastic work that some of the organisations in and around Hertfordshire do, telling you how you can get involved with them and what you would get out of volunteering for them, because that's really important as well. With me today is my colleague Tatiana, also from the GoVolHerts team. Hi, Tatiana. And
Hello.
Today we are talking to John Brown, who is from the North Herts and Stevenage Community Transport Service. He's going to be telling you all about what they get up to and how you might be able to help. So thanks ever so much for joining us today, John.
You're very welcome. It's great to be here.
So just to start off, can you tell us a little bit about what North Herts and Stevenage Community Transport Service does, and what's the driving force, if you'll excuse the pun, behind that?
Essentially it's a service to help less able local residents across North Hertfordshire and Stevenage with their transport needs. There are lots of people out there, local residents, who are struggling to get to appointments and to their social groups. And we're here for them to help to make life much easier by providing a wonderful volunteer driving service to get them to their appointments and bring them home.
So all the driving is done by the volunteers that you have, John?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a service that is totally reliant on our volunteer drivers. They are the people that really do literally drive the service using their own cars. We're so blessed to have a wonderful volunteering team of volunteer drivers, and they are essentially the ladies and gentlemen who deliver our wonderful service.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little more about the volunteers and their impact on the lives of the community and your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So these our volunteer drivers are from all walks of life. We have ladies, we have gentlemen, we have older retired people, but we also have some younger volunteers as well. And these are people who have some time to give to their local community. They enjoy driving, which obviously is a really important part of the role, is to enjoy driving. They have their own car, and ultimately they want to give back. They want to help their local community, and we're just so lucky to have such a range of wonderful volunteering people who have a range of skills to bring to the role, and they just want to be able to serve their local community in this way.
That's awesome.
So this is quite a flexible role then? People can get involved, just when they have the time. Do they have to commit to something regular, or is it very flexible?
Absolutely. I think one of the highlights of this role, and I really will emphasize this point, is that it's so flexible. You're not committed to a set day or time. You give the time that you want to give. You're in control of the time that you want to give to the service and to the role. It can be just a morning a week, a couple of mornings a week, a day a week, 3 days a week, a full week. It can be very much what you want to give. And also your availability can chop and change. You might find that one week you can give more time, and then the following week you might be busy with other commitments. So it's so flexible. And the great thing is that whatever time you offer and give, we can always give you some transport bookings. We can always offer you something for you to get out and do, and to help those people that are in need.
Yeah, that's great, because a lot of people don't always want to commit to having to give a whole day a week or something like that. So that sounds like that could be a really great opportunity for someone.
Absolutely,
that flexibility.
It is, absolutely. And a lot of our volunteers still live, even if they're retired, in retirement, they live busy lives. They have grandchildren, a family, they have other interests, so it can really work around their life, their routines of life, and their other commitments.
So the service obviously making a big impact in the lives of people. We've talked about it great to be a flexible role. What else, if someone's thinking maybe this is a role for them, what else would they get out of volunteering for the community transport service?
Absolutely, and this is a point that I raise a lot. It's actually not just about the transport. It's not just about taking somebody to their important health appointment or to their social support group. Perhaps it is so much more than that. It's a role that I feel is full of humanity, and it's a role where you're really supporting people. It's a social role as well. It's that social interaction that I think really is the core of this role. You're, as a volunteer driver, going to be talking to people, meeting new people each time that you're in your vehicle, and you're going to get to know them and hear about their lives and their stories and the struggles they may be going through. And also, you might be, as the volunteer driver, the only person that they get to speak to on that day, if it's somebody that perhaps lives alone or is a bit isolated, because a lot of our residents that we serve and help are quite isolated and they live alone and they don't have perhaps a great support or social network. So it's a wonderful opportunity to give your social skills, pass on your social skills, get to know someone, and just take an interest in their lives as well as you drive along and have those discussions. And that's a really humbling part, I think, of the service. And a lot of our volunteer drivers really do get to know some of their clients, and they become friends, and they want to take them again, and they offer to take them again, and they build that rapport up, which is wonderful to see.
Yeah, that's really, really lovely to hear, isn't it?
And I think also to regain that confidence with our social life, social skills, right? Because after COVID, especially, that we were so isolated, right? So not only for the clients, but for ourselves when we were doing the work, right?
Absolutely. I think since the pandemic, a lot of our local clients, the people that we help and serve with transport, have become very anxious and nervous about entering back into their local community and getting out and about again. And I think the community transport service has really helped to break those barriers through the transportation that we offer, but also the social interaction, and a lot of the social groups and support groups that we take people to have reopened, and a lot of new groups have started. And it's getting people, out and about back into their community since the pandemic, so that they can meet new people and meet friends again, and receive that support and help and care that they need and deserve.
Right.
That's great. So if someone is sitting there at home watching this and they think, I quite think that might be a role that I would be interested in, they presumably need to have their own car and hopefully also a driving license. But is there anything else that they need to become a volunteer driver?
Yeah, so I think if there's anybody listening to this that's interested and they think, oh, actually, that sounds really good, that sounds quite interesting, it's flexible, it's kind of, I'll be out driving on my own, I'll be kind of doing my own thing with it, and if you've got some time to give, then please do get in touch. Obviously, if you enjoy driving, as you say, if you have your own vehicle, if you enjoy the social aspect and you feel like you can bring your skill set to this role, we'd love to hear from you. We really, really would. There is an application process. There's a form that we ask you to complete, which includes 2 professional references and also the standard enhanced DBS check, which is a free of charge service that we manage. So they're the sort of the procedure that's involved. But even if there's just a little something there nudging you about this role that you feel that you might be able to bring something to it, do get in touch. One of the first ways of getting in touch that we really do encourage you to consider is obviously going onto the GoVolHerts volunteering platform and looking at the opportunity on that particular site. And it's a very simple site and informative, helpful way of applying for the role. And you'll see all the roles on that site, which you may want to just add to when I've finished. But also just pick up the phone and talk to a member of the team here at the Community Transport Service. We'd love to just have a chat with you as well. So we're here to talk to you as well, and we'd love to just go through more about the role with you.
And John, you talked about cost of the DBS check, right? Is there anything else that you covered as far as expenses for the volunteers?
Yeah, absolutely. So the passenger, the client that you will be driving and helping, they will contribute towards your mileage expense, your fuel costs. And that's just a way of giving back to support all the volunteers' fuel expenses. And that's paid on the day in cash between the client and the volunteer driver. And that's based on the standard rate, which is still 45p a mile. And that's a simple transaction at the end of the booking between the client and the driver.
So very simple, right?
Very simple indeed.
So do you have any sort of plans for the future? Is anything going to change, or is anything you're hoping to do with the service, John?
That's a great question. Personally, I've been in the role now for 9 years, and it's been a real privilege to see the service grow and evolve in such an amazing way over that period of time. And we're at a point now where I think we're exceeding our numbers of bookings. Our volunteer driving team is as big as it ever has been, but we do need more help. We really do need more help. That's a really important point to raise, that we are very, very busy as a service. It's a vital service. There's lots of people out there, local residents, who are struggling with transport. So we're there to serve and help them. What's for the future? Well, I'd love us to help more people, to be able to achieve more, to carry out more bookings each week, each month, each year, for our volunteering team to continue to grow, and just for us to be able to achieve more. I'd love us one day to perhaps even have our own vehicle, and which is perhaps a vehicle that is for people that are wheelchair bound, perhaps people that aren't able to transfer into a standard vehicle. There's lots I think we can achieve and do more of, but of course, it comes down to being realistic, and have we got the funding and the resources and the infrastructure to make those ambitions happen one day. But they're things that I'd love to try and look at as we move forward into the future. But for now, it's just about doing more, reaching out more, making people aware of the service as well. A big part of what I do is we get out and about, we share the service with people by giving talks, by having our exhibition stalls, and just telling people about the service. That's so key, the word of mouth, the marketing, the publicity around the service, so that more people can know about us. And that's a really, really important part of the operation of the service.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, John. Thanks for joining us today, sharing information about the service. So hopefully there are some people out there who would love to volunteer for you, and we'll get in touch. But there might also be people out there who might become potential service users who might know someone. So please do feel free to get in touch with John and his team. You can find all their roles on GoVolHerts. If you're not absolutely sure, that's fine. John's always there to have a chat with you, to talk a bit more about the role. That's absolutely fine. But we'd just love to hear from you. So it's been great to hear all about the service, the incredible work you're doing, supporting the people who just can't get out themselves. They're getting transported to social groups or medical appointments, and they're also getting some social interaction, which they might not be getting, because we all know that loneliness is something of an issue in our society today. So that's a really nice to hear about. Your drivers have friendships with some regular clients, and obviously making a big difference to their lives, more than just simply taking them to a medical appointment and that's it. It's great. So having a big impact on our community. So hopefully someone out there, this is the volunteering role for you. So please get in touch. Thank you so much, if you're watching, for joining us for this first of the GoVolHerts Volunteering Spotlight Service. If you're looking for any volunteering opportunities, or maybe you work for an organisation that works with volunteers, please get in touch with us. Follow us on social media, or visit our website. That's www.GoVolHerts.org.uk. Hopefully we'll see you at another one of these events, and please let's all of us keep working together to make a difference in our communities. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.